Good morning, everyone. Today I'm going to be explaining my subtopics for network and communications. My chosen topic would be the network topologies and the types of topologies. I'm going to break down what I'll be explaining, which is what is the network topology, what is the type of it, and what are the advantage and disadvantage. Network topology. It refers to a physical or logical layout of the computer network to help us define how the devices operate and connect against each other, including the data flows. Because depending on the chosen device of the topology, it will tremendously impact the effectiveness of the data flow. Take a look at the types of network topology. The commonly used one would be bus topology, star topology, ring, mesh, hybrid, and tree. In the next section, I will explain each of the topologies, including their advantage and disadvantage. Look at bus topology, just like its name, it looks exactly just like a bus stop because all the devices are connected in a single cable and the data will be transmitted both directions along the cable, usually used for local area networks. At bus topology, there's an advantage and disadvantage for it. The advantage would be the layout is simple because it's just a single cable connected to all the devices. It's very easy to extend. You just need to extend the main cable to the new devices and it will flow just like a normal one. But the disadvantage is it's a limited scalability because the more devices connected, it will reduce the latency of the network. It would be easier for the collision to occur. It's a single point of failure as well, which means that if there's a single device that broke within the cable, all the devices connected will get the impact. Topology, just like its name, it looks exactly like a star because all the devices are connected to a single central node in the middle. Usually it's a router, a switch, or a hub. Mainly used for a small office network where all the computers and printers are all connected to one central router. This helps for easy management and to troubleshoot any issue for all the devices without affecting the rest of the network. The advantage would be centralized management, makes it easier to install, configure, and manage. Fault isolations mean that if there's a single device failure, it won't affect any other network. Scalability means it's easy to scale. You can just pull a cable, plug another device to add or remove a device. The disadvantage would be it depends on the central device, which means that if the hub switch or router broke in the middle, it would deem all the devices inaccessible. And it's higher cost because you need to have a lot more cable than the bus one. Ring topology, it's a closed-loop network where all the devices are connected and forming a circular structure. Usually it's used for a fiber distributed data interface or an FDDI networks. Usually they use a fiber optic cables and form a ring connecting devices to ensure that all the data can flow in the opposite direction if there's a failure, providing a good reliability. Every devices have an equal access to the network to prevent congestions and reducing collisions because data travels in one direction, reducing the likelihood of collisions. This disadvantage would be it's a single point failure, and if there's a single device that broke, it could interrupt the whole network. And it's hard to reconfigure because adding or removing would need the reconfigurations for all the devices in the ring. Topology networks it is configured in a way where all the devices are interconnected in a decentralized manner. It's usually used for modern wireless mesh networks to help getting higher network coverage because if one access point fails, the network can still functions by rerouting the data to other access points. It could handle a heavy traffic. It has a single device prevention because if there's a failure, we can use other access point to reroute it. It has a reliable data transmission. The only drawback is it has a high cost for all the cablings between each device. It's time consuming to construct and maintain because you can see all the cables are interconnected, which causing a lot of trouble to construct and maintain it. Hybrid topology is a network structure that is combining two or more different types of topologies, mainly used for enterprise network, like a large corporate. It's like if they have a main office that's using a star topology and could be connecting to the other branch office that is using a ring and a star topologies, and it could be connecting back with a mesh of routers for redundancy. Talking about the advantage would be the adaptability because we can adjust the needs of the company or the network enterprise with combining or conjoining two or more topology to meet the requirements. Could be scalability because it accommodates changing the network by their needs. The disadvantage would be it's very complex because it's combining more than one topology, and it costs more because the more topology that is being combined, we will need more cost to connect with each other topologies. is a structure where devices are connected by hierarchy. Usually people call it as a combination between star and bus topologies, where all the nodes connected in a form that shapes like a tree branch. At the top is usually a root node, which branch of the nodes will spread out. The example of it would be a school network, where the root nodes would be the school main server, and the branches of nodes would be the building, the classroom, and the library. Advantage should be it's easier to scale because you can just add more branch to add more devices or nodes. Easier to manage because it's a centralized management of each segment with distribution services. And isolation means that if there's an error with one of the branches, it won't affect other branch. While the disadvantage would be it's very complex. The hierarchical structure would be hard to maintain and to install, and it costs way more than a simpler topologies like bus or star.